Hi there, I'm Dr. Chung, and welcome to your friendly proctologist. I hope you get a little laugh out of that because as time has gone on, that intro has gotten cornier and cornier, and it cracks me up anyway. So I am so happy that you're here with me today. It's now 2022. Well, we're kind of knee deep into it, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're dealing well and you are doing the best that you can. The topic for today is a little bit of a hodgepodge because each one of these questions really, the video just wouldn't be very long, and I want to give you some, compact some of these questions down so that we can get through some of these questions because I do have a big long list. So here we go. I'm going to answer 3 questions about hemorrhoids that someone has asked, and let's get to it. So 2 of them are they're all really related, but 2 of them kind of nicely flow into each other. So the 3 questions I'm going to answer are: number 1, are hemorrhoids destined to become big? Number 2 question, and can they remain stable? I guess the question is, can you keep them the same size? And the last question is, if you see hemorrhoids, is it necessary to ban them or do something to them, make them go away? All really excellent questions, and I think they're nicely related, so we can jam these all into one nice video. And before we get into that, once again, please like and subscribe. My mission is to give everyone useful, helpful, and real information about your hemorrhoids. If you find that these videos are not enough for you and you'd like to meet with me, check the description box. I am available to you by video consultations. And lastly, there are products in the description that I recommend to help you deal with your flares, so check them out. It greatly helps the channel, and thank you very much. So, first question, are hemorrhoids destined to become big? This is a great question because it just shows how much our bottom end issues can really mess with our heads. Am I ever gonna be okay again? Is my bottom end always gonna be pissed off forever? And so that definitely leads into this question. And the answer is no, they are not destined to become big. If you take care of your hemorrhoids, if you're friends with your hemorrhoids, no, they do not have to get bigger. I'd say that with time, with the age, our hemorrhoids definitely will get a little bit bigger because with aging and things getting a little bit more lax and a little bit more stretchy, yes, they will get a tiny bit bigger, but does that mean that they have to bother you and get in the way of your life? The answer is no. How? Why does it feel like they are destined to get big? Like they were put there so that they can interrupt my life. And if you are nice to your hemorrhoids, you do the things that the hemorrhoids like. They are very particular, very picky people, easily offended, but they will not bother you if you are treating them right, giving them the right environment. And so then if you don't piss them off, then they don't have a reason or an excuse to complain, right? If you gave your kids candy all the time, if you treated your hemorrhoids like you treat yourself on a good day. I have a bad example. Then your kids won't cry, they won't yell. Your hemorrhoids, they won't flare, they won't swell, they won't itch. And that's the goal, is to find that routine that you can perform every day so that your hemorrhoids can stay happy and therefore you don't ever hear from them ever again. That's the goal. Now, life is meant to be lived and life is not perfect. So you're going to get diarrhea because you got sick. You're going to get the hard poop because you ate something weird. Those hemorrhoid upsets do come in life, but if you've got your routine going, then your hemorrhoids will recover faster and get out of your hair sooner. Can they remain stable? And again, this is a great question that flows in. Yes, they can remain stable. If you give them what they want, then they will stay calm for you. And that means they won't get bigger. Another point I want to make is when you piss them off and then they eventually will heal, right? Everything in our body will heal with time. But they're not the same size they used to be. They're always a little bit bigger. So that flat hemorrhoid that you had in the beginning, if you keep flaring it over and over again, that flat hemorrhoid is going to start to get thicker and thicker and thicker. The blood vessels will get larger. They're going to hold more blood. And each time it flares, that whole hemorrhoid is going to get all swollen. So yes, you will start to feel that hemorrhoid. And if it gets big enough, I mean a lot bigger enough, then it's going to start to pop out to the outside. And we just don't want to get to that point, is what my point is. So can they remain stable and stay in the house, or if they're on the outside, can they remain small? Yes, they can. But we've got to learn how to take care of our hemorrhoids, how to give them that tender, loving care, and give them and coddle them, hug them, be friends with them, so that we don't have to keep, our lives don't keep getting interrupted. All right, so final question here. Is it necessary to ban them or treat them with whatever treatment, laser, electricity, etc., if you see them? This is an awesome question because many patients will come into my office and say, "Do you see hemorrhoids, doc? Do you think we should do something about them? I don't want them to get bigger." And here's how I answer that question, okay? And every situation is very much patient dependent. It depends on you. It depends on you, what your preferences are, how you think about your hemorrhoids, and of course the symptoms that your hemorrhoids are giving you. So number one, we're all born with hemorrhoids, okay? So in my opinion, if you're gonna try and treat a hemorrhoid that is completely flat, is not giving you any problems, and if I look in anybody's bottom end, I'm gonna see hemorrhoids. But if you're not having any struggles with them and they're so flat, they're so small, doing a treatment is not going to benefit you because you're not having problems to begin with, right? And the other thing too is the procedures have risks. So banding, in general, all these procedures are considered to be safe, but we're balancing out the risks and benefits. So in order to get a benefit of smaller hemorrhoids or getting rid of a pesky hemorrhoid, right? The benefits of the end result is we're exchanging that for the risk of the procedure, which can give another hemorrhoid flare, bleeding issues, okay, pain. That is what we're exchanging, and this is the exchange, kind of like any business transaction. I pay you for the donkey. Wow, that's a terrible example. I'm giving you money, so I'm losing that financial stability, and the other person, gives me the donkey in exchange. But you kind of see my point here is that there is risk involved with these procedures, and you don't want to just take that lightly, because if I make you worse, you're definitely not going to be happy with that. So obviously everyone that's on this channel, no one's here because they have perfect hemorrhoids or they're not having problems. Everyone's having issues. So Dr. Chung, that was a really weak example. We need one that makes sense to me. All right, so if you have hemorrhoids and you've been banded in the past and you're here again because you feel like your hemorrhoids are bothering you, this is a discussion, okay? It's not about whether you should get them taken out just because you see them there, but are your symptoms bad? Or how bad are they? Is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it a 2 or 3, or is it a 7 or 8? Because if there's 7 and 8, doing a banding because you see something there, that's worthwhile. But if it's a 2 to 3, is that something that's still worth it to you, that gives you benefit? That is where the discussion begins, because again, risk of procedure and benefit of the procedure being done and getting rid of that problem, right? And let's say your hemorrhoids are not that obvious. Let's say they're smaller. Okay, I see hemorrhoids. I could ban that, and I could do a dang good job, and I know I could get something done, get something accomplished, get rid of that bump for you. But is it something we should do? And again, it is a discussion, okay? I need to tell you about the risks and benefits. I need to tell you that today you may not feel something today, but maybe if you had a bad bowel movement, that guy may flare up. So yeah, considering that perspective, it would maybe worthwhile for you to have that hemorrhoid banded. Therefore, it's almost preventative, right? Preventing a larger hemorrhoid from getting bigger. On the other hand, if your hemorrhoid was not that big, you know, instead of preventative, it's just to clean things up. I have patients like this that just want to come in, be examined, and make sure their hemorrhoids are small and they stay small. And if there's something there, they say, "Doctor, would you please ban that, please?" That just eases my mind. It just makes me feel better. I just feel like my life is, I don't have to worry about my butthole. Please, could you? And I tell them, I understand where you're coming from. I understand the anxiety. You know, if I miss this hemorrhoid and later you come back, and for whatever reason now it's too big to be banded, then I missed out, and I'd be so upset if that was the case. I understand that. And so again, it's a discussion. I tell this person, you don't have any issues now. You may not have issues in the future, okay? So the procedure being done, if you develop a complication, will you regret this procedure, okay? That is the questioning and discussion that I go into. And if that person says, "Doc, I don't care if something bad happens. In the end, I think it's worth it. You know, doctor, please do a good job. Please minimize the complications. Please don't just be careless and do a crappy job. Do a good job." And I'm happy. I'm willing to take that chance. And I say, if you accept all that and you understand it, and this is going to benefit you, I'm with you. I understand you, and I'm going to take care of you. And this is where the patient and the doctor come together, common ground, understanding the goals that the patient wants, understanding the limitations of the procedures. And this is the beauty of medicine. I'm telling you, this is the beauty of two human beings that want to understand each other. Patient understanding the doctor side of things, you know, the medical stuff, then the technical stuff, complications, and then the doctor understanding the emotional side, the struggle, the symptoms, what I see in exam, how they feel about it, what's the impact to their life and quality of life. Oh, this stuff is beautiful. I'm telling you, it's amazing, okay? And I get excited about this because it's always a discussion, and I like talking to people about this kind of thing. And so again, so going back, does it have to be banned? No, it doesn't. But I can, and I will, depending on our discussion and what the wants and needs and the positives and negatives of a decision like treatment. So again, not a very satisfying answer. I know I suck at satisfying answers. I can't give someone like yes or a no. It's always like maybe, depends. But that's the beauty of medicine. That's the beauty of being human. And so not everybody fits the mold. Not everybody has the same answer. It's not going to work for you, but it may work for another person. And that's the beauty here. And so I wish you all a very great day, and I hope this video helped you. Let me know if you like the hodgepodge of like a few different questions. I'm just trying to give you info as fast as I can. And so I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Take care. Bye-bye.